Every holiday shopper's got a list, but Ross shoppers, you've got a mission. Like a gift run that turns into a disco snow globe, throw pillows, and PJs for the whole family, dog included. At Ross, holiday magic isn't about spending more, it's about giving more for less. Ross, work your magic.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of When Reality Hits. I've got my girl Janet Caperna on this week.
Hi, I'm so excited.
You haven't been on in a while.
I know, it's been a minute.
This is going to be fun. We're going to talk all things BravoCon.
I am just getting rested up after. It was so crazy.
I mean, it is so crazy, so fun, so amazing. Before we get into BravoCon really fast, how is parenthood going? How is little Cameron doing?
Cam's doing good. Jason just had knee surgery a few weeks ago. So it's been mostly me parenting. No shade to Jason while he's healing and recovering. But
can't walk good.
Yes, he's finally actually just now starting, maybe you saw some stuff at BravoCon, walking with a cane instead of crutches and a walker. So we're improving. But Cam's good. He it's been tough for him because he keeps going up to Jason. He's like, up. And he wants to roughhouse with Jason and he doesn't quite understand why he can't right now. But we're, busy and happy and all the things.
And Cam is such a cute little boy. A lot of people, because we went trick-or-treating together, a lot of people were like, is Jason really hurt? And I was like, he has a knee injury, not a head injury, because he had the thing wrapped around his head too. If you guys didn't see, or if you didn't listen to that podcast where I talked about it a little bit, we went trick-or-treating together and Janet was a nurse, Cameron was a doctor, and Jason was the patient because he can't walk good, so he's in a wheelchair. And a lot of people were asking, is he actually hurt? Is he actually hurt? So I just said a quick little thing, yes, he actually did hurt his knee, because I knew you guys had talked about it before. But he's doing so much better. It was funny because Jason and I were in recovery. I was in recovery from my mommy makeover, and he was in recovery from his knee surgery at the same time.
I was planning on helping take care of you and running food over and stuff. I was not planning on Jason surprise, having this injury that then I had to take care of him too. But it kind of worked out because every time I was making him a big meal, I was like, I'll just double it and bring half over here.
Oh yeah. Janet brought me food all the time that she made, which I loved.
It was great. But so we're chugging along. Cameron's second birthday is coming up next month, which I literally just I know everybody says time flies.
It does.
Stuff with kids, but I just cannot believe his second birthday is
I can't believe that either.
I literally feel like we were just getting ready for Cruz's first birthday and taking pictures for his first birthday invitation. That feels like it was a year ago, maybe.
Oh my god!
And the fact that I don't know, Cruz is practically a teenager. And then Cameron's getting there. He's so big, and I don't know.
They just grow up so fast.
Yeah.
But we got some really handsome little boys.
Yeah, we do. For his second birthday, we copied you and got pretty much the exact same swing set that I feel like Cruz has been on. He's obsessed with it. So
obsessed.
I was we'll get our money's worth and our use out of this. So for Cameron's second birthday, we got him pretty much the exact same
he's going to love it.
I can't wait.
He is going to love it.
I'm excited.
Okay. Now that we checked in with the fam, even though I know how they're doing, but I just wanted you guys to know how they're doing. Let's get into BravoCon. Oh
my gosh.
All right, Janet, that was your first time at BravoCon ever.
Ever. I didn't even go as a fan.
So before you got to BravoCon, what were you expecting?
I was nervous, honestly, going into it. Even when you film the show, when the show's airing, we're never in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
We don't ever have to, perform for people.
Yeah.
And I'm not a performer. Anything with public speaking and stuff makes me really nervous.
Me too.
So the idea of being on these panels and just talking at all, even to smaller crowds, big crowds, that makes me nervous, and that's not what we normally do.
No.
Normally
even Watch What Happens Live, the audience is very small.
Yeah, it feels like you're kind of just in a room, and half of them are friends and people you bring.
Exactly.
So I haven't been in front of a crowd on stage I don't know, ever, or like I can't even think of a time. Like, and it just, so that part of it was I was so nervous for it, and that ended up being like one of the best parts.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous I was going to get booed, or like, you see so much hate online. You're like, is this what it's going to be like there? And I have to say, I didn't get any sort of negativity at all.
Yeah.
It was all positive, all love. And walking out on the stage and then seeing the big crowd and having them be so excited for like watching our crazy lives.
Yeah.
And just like the joy and entertainment that everybody gets out of it. Like that was the best part for me, is like interacting with the fans and them being like just like giddy and excited about our show. I was like, this is crazy.
It's amazing meeting all the fans. Like that definitely is one of the very best parts of it, because everyone is just so nice and so supportive. Like I had so many people coming up to me saying like amazing things, like that I helped them in a toxic relationship, or that, thank you for speaking out on autism and different things like that. And people being like, you're a good mom. And like, that's like the best compliment that I could get, but it just feels so amazing, and everybody's so nice. And you were talking about like a lot of hate, because I know that you have had it pretty rough, which I don't get that. People like chill out. But nobody would say that to your face.
No.
And that's something that over time, and maybe now that you've done BravoCon, because I know you've gotten better at handling the comments and
I put a lot of restrictions on stuff. I don't see as much of it anymore. I don't go reading the Reddit thread. I know like that got asked in our panel, and I was like, I still look at Reddit, but I read like boring stuff that puts me to sleep, like science articles and stuff.
Like you're not touching the Valley stuff.
No. I actually have most of the Bravo stuff I have blocked.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like a Summer House article or something that's not a Housewives thing will come through. But I try to block all of it now, because I'm like, I have no business seeing this. And I just feel like BravoCon honestly gave me a little boost of confidence. Yeah. Just that I'm like, when you do get a lot of hate online, you think that's 100% it. Mm-hmm. And then meeting people in real life and like putting faces to, names and all of that, it made me feel like a lot better about the whole situation.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm sure everyone was so nice to you. Everyone was so nice to me, and getting to meet you in person and like seeing your real personality and how like nice you are and stuff. Like I'm sure that opened a lot of people's eyes there as well.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing that you got to do? If you had to pick one thing, your top thing, because we can talk about everything, but what was your favorite thing? Like your favorite panel, your favorite interactive event, or?
The last day we went to the outdoor deck that's like outside. Yeah. And it was a little rainy, so it was like a smaller audience, which I felt more comfortable around.
The last day is always smaller too, because a lot of people start heading back because the last day was on a Sunday, right? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people start traveling back.
And but it was sort of like Watch What Happens Live games, and they had me read, they had me and Jesse on stage with a couple fans, and we put wigs on. Oh, fun. And they had me read as Dorinda the clip, and like just reading like the words of it, I was like cracking up so hard, because it's just like the most ridiculous scene ever. And actually that I felt like made me feel like this is all so funny and like hilarious, and it's not that serious. Yeah. And like, it just made me like realize like just to have fun with it a little bit more.
Yeah, because we take a lot of things serious, or like overthink, like what did I say? Why did I say this? People are going to be so mad that I said that. But then like down the road, like me saying rotten hell was one of the most vulnerable moments of my life. Yeah. And now it is like a huge thing that I'm known for.
It's so funny because I don't know if people notice this, but you like very rarely swear.
Yeah.
Like very rarely. And especially like anything like a gosh darn, but the bad version.
Oh, I would never say
anything
that.
like that.
Yeah.
So like anything I feel like a rotten hell for you is like a big deal.
Yes.
Like to say something like that. And
I've said that a lot, because I've been like, listen, to tell somebody to rot in hell coming from a religious family is like the worst thing you can tell somebody. Yeah. Because rotting in hell would be the worst thing anyone could do ever. Yes. So like for me, that was like a thing. And now
it's on energy drinks.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody go to rottenhell.com and get your energy drink. It's so good. I'll give you one before you leave, so Janet, funny. So you can taste it. Yeah. But yeah. And I have overthunk.
You're not in a Dr. Seuss book.
Dr. Seuss
overthunking.
I'm out here overthunking. so many things that I've done. But yeah, you're right. It's not that serious.
It always starts as something serious in real life, but then I think once time passes, it's like, Dorinda was really mad at that time in this clip that I'm like doing.
Yeah.
And like all that now it's like this funny thing, and like Rotten Hell becomes this funny thing. So it kind of was a reminder to me that like, even though in the moment you're like, this is my real life. So like, I'm mad. I'm happy. I'm all this stuff. Later, you can kind of like take it with a grain of salt and laugh at it.
True.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, was it called Bravo-palooza?
I liked that one too. That was like the cocktail hour thing. This was like a little stage outside.
Yes. Okay. It wasn't called Bravo. It was like 100 fans.
Yes.
Or no, that was Bravo-palooza. But I did the Bravo deck with Tom Schwartz.
Oh, fun.
There's just so many different things that I can't remember all the names. But me and Schwartz are hilarious together.
Yeah, you guys are.
We kind of like are both a little ditzy and both a little like,
you're both gigglers.
Yeah. And we're on stage and we had to play trivia with people, right? So we threw these balls into the crowd and they would get, whoever caught the ball got to come on stage with us and be our partners, right? So before we go on, they're like, try to let the fans answer before, so that we're just not like the ones sprouting out all the answers, shouting out all the answers. So I like did that for a little bit, but then Tom started like answering before the fans. So then my competitive side started kicking in. I was like, I am not losing this. Like my competitive nature came out big time.
If you don't know, Brittany at game night, like this is why you're one of my favorite game night people, because you get really into it and so do I.
Yes.
And it's like, we don't I feel like we don't care about like when sports are on, like, I feel like you're getting to like Kentucky basketball, a few things, but it's like couldn't care less about like competitiveness and most other things in life, but game night,
yes, game is on. And then we did another game where me and Schwartz had to be like back to back, and it was like because it was an Olympian that was doing the what's her name, Danny? Her name's Danny, Paralympian. She was the host.
Oh, cool.
So there was another game we played where Schwartz and I stood back to back, and it was like gold, silver, bronze, and you would like have to rank it. And then there was people in the audience that got to come on stage, and they were back to back, and they did the same thing.
Fun.
And whoever won, and me and Tom like got every single one right. We like
amazing.
matched up exactly.
You're like bringing fans on stage just to smash them.
I know.
Like, come on up, play some trivia with us, and then you just like it's like 50-0.
Yeah. I did not mean for it to go like that at all.
Brittany's sweet to the fans until you're playing a game with her.
See, the first game though, I won with a person that came on stage.
Yeah.
The second one was like me and Schwartz against them.
Yeah,
but it was just like gold, silver, bronze. I mean, it was just fun and easy. But that was crazy because it was raining. The third day, whenever I did the outdoor deck, was the day that it was raining and stuff. And that was the first thing I did for the day.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, it was like that photo shoot moment.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was my big panel with Denise Richards, Countess Luann, and Kim Zolciak.
Iconic.
Which was insane.
I had to give you a pep talk before this. You came up to me and you're like, how am I going to go on stage with all these iconic housewives of women? And I was like, Brittany, say it with me. I'm iconic too. You wouldn't do it. You're like, no, I'm not. I was like, yes, you are. Go.
I actually said that to Countess Luann backstage. We did a shot together before we came out.
Love that.
Shot of tequila. And I was like, I was more nervous for that panel than I was any other panel I did. Mm-hmm. And, I was like, I'm just so nervous. Like, you guys are such like icons, and like Denise Richards, hello. Yeah. Like, it was just like crazy. And Countess Luann, Kim Zolciak, I mean, they are OGs of not only Bravo, but Denise for like so many things, and everybody for so many things. But I told her that too. And we go on stage, and Luann was like saying like, Brittany is just so sweet. And she was like, she said to me backstage that she didn't know how she was going to be on stage with us. And I was just like, thank you so much.
She's so sweet. Denise Richards is so gorgeous.
Oh yeah, still so gorgeous.
Michelle and I had this secret kind of thing going on all weekend where I was like, I have a crush on Denise Richards, and then Michelle was like making friends with her, but I was like, I'm jealous. You're talking to Denise. I was like, don't steal Denise from me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, Denise,
so nice.
Denise did Special Forces too before me, so we like bonded over Special Forces, and she was like, my boob implant popped on Special Forces.
Yeah.
I was like, I know, I remember that. And my brother came to town, my older brother Wes, and my sister-in-law Melissa. They came to Vegas and came to BravoCon, and my brother was so excited to meet Denise, and she was so nice and took so many photos with him and everything else.
Jason says that Wild Things was the most important movie he ever watched as a man. He's like, it made me realize things.
Oh my gosh. It was a crazy experience. I think Countess Luann might be my favorite person that I like got to know.
She's so iconic and
yes,
hilarious. And like, I want to go see one of her cabaret shows.
I do too. We should go. I follow her now. She's commenting on my photos now. I'm like, this is my girl. I love her.
A real countess in the Rolodex.
I know. There has been many times over the last couple of years going through everything that I've gone through where I really could use a great therapist, but it is so hard. Finding a therapist is hard enough, but finding one who actually takes your insurance, that's where most online therapy platforms fall short. Many don't work with insurance at all, which means you're stuck paying the full cost out of pocket or paying for an expensive monthly subscription. No wait list, no frustrating back and forth. Rula makes it easy to find a mental health provider who is accepting new patients, and appointments are available as soon as tomorrow. Plus, Rula sticks with you throughout your journey, checking in to make sure your care is helping you move forward. The average copay for Rula patients is $15, but depending on your benefits, your copay could be as little as $0 per session. From therapy to medication management, with its diverse network of licensed, experienced professionals, Rula's therapists and psychiatrists make it easy for you to get the care you need. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit Rula.com/realityhits to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard from them. Please support our show and let them know we sent you. That's RULA.com/realityhits. You deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget. Cruz is such a picky eater, and I worry all the time that he's not getting all the nutrients and vitamins that he needs, and that's why I love Haya. Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy junk growing kids should never eat. That's why Haya was created, the pediatrician-approved, super-powered, chewable vitamin. While most children vitamins are filled with 5 grams of sugar and can contribute to a variety of health issues, Haya is made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy junk, yet it tastes great and is perfect for picky eaters like my Cruzy. Haya is designed for kids 2 and up and sent straight to your door so parents have one less thing to worry about, which I absolutely love. I love that it comes straight to my door. I love that Cruz loves them and he will take them every day. I just feel so much better that he's getting all the nutrients that he needs. He loves decorating the bottle. He's really into stickers right now, and you get stickers with your first order, so it's something really cute that the kids can play with. And I also recommend checking out their new kids probiotic and nighttime essentials. We worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hayahealth.com/realityhits. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hayahealth.com/realityhits and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. Who was your favorite person that you met?
Oh my gosh, there's honestly
like out of the Bravo-lebrities.
Everybody was so nice. I loved Rodrigo from Southern Charm.
Yes, he's great.
He was cracking me up the first night. Like, he's just so funny. There were just so many nice people. I mean, all of the Orange County housewives, I feel like I talked to more.
Yeah.
I feel like I've met them the most because they're kind of at the LA or California events.
Yes.
Like influencer event stuff. But I also loved Shannon Bedore was super nice.
Yeah,
I loved her daughter was there, and they were super sweet. Tamara, I love. Tamara's like said a couple little shady things about me on her podcast, but like stuff I can take. Where she's like, Janet's definitely stirring the pot here, and I'm like, I was. But so we've met like briefly, but the third day I went up to her, we were wearing the exact same outfit. Exact same outfit. So I saw her and. Look,
Tamara, like same brand and everything?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
These like maroon leather pants from
I remember that outfit on you.
And then they had like basically like 3 different tops that matched the pants. So we were wearing different tops with the exact same color.
Right.
And hers was like lace and mine was like a sweater more. And so I saw her from across the room and I was like, oh my God. I was like, but I knew she would have a good sense of humor about it. I feel like there's some people who maybe wouldn't.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, we have to take a picture. And then she's like, collab with me. So we like did a collab post where she wrote like, 2 villains walk into BravoCon.
Oh my gosh.
Like wearing the same outfit. So
I love it.
That was fun. Like, I feel like Tamara's like one of those ones who like just gets it. Like, she has fun with it.
I mean, she's been on forever.
She doesn't take it too seriously. I met Vicky from OC and she was
love
so funny.
Vicky.
All the Orange County housewives, I feel like, were super nice. Teresa Giudice one of the nicest human beings
Oh, girl,
ever.
yes. She was like my mom on Special Forces. I love her.
I guess I always assume that the people who have been around forever are not going to be like superly out of their way friendly. Like I thought she would just be like, hi, nice to meet you, like whatever. And she was like, oh, you're so sweet, this and this. She like would like hold my hand as I talked to her.
Yeah.
And then Louis was talking to Jason and they were like making friends. Louis was like, Louis texted Jason after we got back from BravoCon and was like, it was so nice to meet you guys. When you're in Watch What Happens Live, or anytime you're in New York, stay an extra day in Jersey with us. We'll make you pizza on our homemade pizza oven.
Oh.
And I was like, I will die if I end up eating pizza at Teresa Giudice's house.
I know.
Like it just,
she is so nice.
She was like out of her way sweet.
Yeah, she was like I said, she on Special Forces. I was the closest with her because even though I wasn't there very long, but she was just so nice. She was like fixing my hair, washing the mud off my face, doing everything. So it was great to see her again.
She seems so sweet and
she
stunning.
is. Speaking of the same outfit, because like I wouldn't like be upset if somebody was wearing the same outfit, but like I would not want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was one the pink dress
That 3 people wore.
Gia Giudice, Portia, and one other person I can't
I
think.
a Miami housewife, but I forget who.
Yeah, a blonde girl.
Yeah, I forget who it was.
But they all 3 wore the exact same dress.
I will say they all looked really good.
They did. They all looked great.
The last thing you want is to wear the same outfit as somebody and like be like, oh, like
This
I
one
look
looks
horrible.
yeah.
And she looks amazing.
Somebody said like they were like trying to rank who wore it best, of course, which that's another thing I'd be scared of.
Yeah.
They were trying to rank who wore it best, and they were like, and I hate that I cannot think of the blonde girl's name. I'm sure if as soon as I saw it, like I'm going to be like, oh my God, I know exactly who that is. So I'm sorry that I can't think of the name. There were so many people there. But somebody said, and like, I thought this was good. They were like, the coloring looks the best on the blonde girl. Portia has the best curves for the dress, but Gia had the best hair and makeup. So like they said something.
I like that. Instead of pitting us against each other, I'm doing like percentages of who wore it better.
Exactly. So
also Dorit was another one that I was like obsessed with.
I didn't get to meet Dorit.
Let me tell you, Jared and I both agree. I introduced myself to Dorit and then I brought Jason over. Her eyes lit up when she saw Jason. She had her hand on his bicep and chest so quickly.
Oh my
God! Now who are you? And was like, and Jared and I both were like, oh my God, is Dorit flirting with my husband? And look, I was not jealous at all. I was literally like, immediately like, Jason, hook up with her. I was like, what do you? That's Dorit. If you have a chance at Dorit, you better take it.
Oh my God.
Like, and then we saw her at one of the after parties and she was like talking to someone in conversation. And as Jason walked by, she like turned around and said hello to him again. And I was loving it. Maybe she doesn't have a crush on my husband, but in my brain, she does.
What was Jason saying? He's so funny, Jason.
He was like so modest, but he's like, oh, she was just being friendly and kind. I don't think she was flirting with me, or I don't think she was, whatever. And Jared and I were like, she was definitely checking you out.
Oh my gosh.
But Jason did. He was like, no, I think she was just probably being kind. I was like, no, she was into it.
That is hilarious. Is she married, Dorit?
They're separated.
Okay.
I don't think they're
so
fully
she might have been
divorced
feeling
yet,
frisky.
Her ex has been like seen dating, so I think that they are. I don't know if she is, but I think that that's acceptable in their world.
I love that she at the Bravos she lit the cigarette on stage.
Perfect acceptance speech, just a lit cigarette and thank you.
Yes, that was iconic.
Yeah. She's really funny. She's another one who's just like doesn't take it too seriously. Like I could see a lot of Bravo people like. You would think that if you light up a cigarette, they normally don't show tobacco products. Like, you don't see people like, even if you do know somebody smokes off camera, like, I think you can't show it. Or there's weird laws about showing tobacco on camera. But obviously they showed Dorit. I could see a lot of housewives being like, oh my God, how dare you show me smoking a cigarette? The way she owned it and just let it be iconic, I love that about her.
I
she
loved
didn't
it.
Take it too seriously.
Like her doing that and accepting it like that was just so funny. Like that was the best possible thing that she could have done.
I feel like the Bravos Awards were another fun night because it was just like we had I like that it was tables. It was kind of more Golden Globe style instead of like audience seats.
I like that too.
And like we could like drink and hang out, and I don't know, just also all the awards that are going off, I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. What do you mean they're getting an award for this? Like,
yeah, that was fun. It was really cool that all of us were in the same room at that time as well, know?
I got seated next to Sandoval though, which was actually technically I did Lala a solid, and she was technically next to Sandoval.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can play a little musical chairs.
Yes. Yeah, we switched you guys around a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was still fun to be able to like sit with our friends. But gosh, the Bravos were crazy. I don't know if I've told you this yet, but finally ran into Lisa Vanderpump.
In person?
Yes.
How was that? I saw a quote that you talked about her on the red carpet. Like,
yes.
she's just never reached out to me.
Yes. So I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people were commenting. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. Before I saw Lisa, because she wasn't there the first day, so she wasn't even at the Bravos or anything. So she said that she had to work, so she wasn't there the first day. So I got asked on the carpet the first day if I was going to go to like her panel, if I was going to go to her panel or something like that. And I was like, and I just kind of said, Lisa hasn't really, talked to me or invited me to anything. She hasn't checked on me after my divorce or after my son's autism diagnosis or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't talked to her in a long time. And I don't even think that was mean. I don't think that was me. I was just like stating what happened. I was like, and I wish she would have talked to me more and stuff like that. Cause I was very close to Lisa, obviously.
Yeah.
But I said, but I've always, admired her and thought so highly of her and she does great things and I wish them nothing but the best. So
they clip it down then to just you saying like, she hasn't reached out to me. Also.
Right.
I feel like
but a lot of people commented underneath of it and were like, why should she ever have to reach out to you? You wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for her. And like got a lot of backlash. And I was like, hold on. I did not say anything mean.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was close to her and she meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
So it kind of like is sad that I haven't heard from her in so long. Cause whenever she got in her accident with the horse, I texted her and made sure that she was okay. And she like responded and everything. But that's the last time I heard from her. So throughout like my divorce and everything else, which is whenever I thought for sure would be a time that we talked, just because she was very close to me and very close to Jax.
Yeah.
I looked to her kind of as like a mother in LA, like we all did on the show, because we were together every day. It's not like I was being like, I can't stand her. I've never said anything negative about Lisa. I've always said I looked up to her and thought she was an amazing person, and I love what she does with like all of her charity work and everything like that. But I can say it hurts my feelings that after I got off the show, I didn't hear from her anymore.
Right.
That's all that I'm saying, right? So I see her backstage. We had, for those of you who don't know, there's like this whole long corridor in Caesars backstage where like there's dishes and plates, and that's where all the people walk to get to each different room for different stuff.
In the backstage area.
Yeah, backstage area. And I walked past her and I was like, Lisa, how are you? And we like give each other a hug and stuff, and she was like, I was just asked like if I saw anybody from Vanderpump Rules if I would give them a hug, and she's like, I told them I would actually give you a hug. I'm like actually, but we just like laughed about that, and I was like, how are you doing? It's been so long, and she was so nice and everything was good, and she was just like she told me that I was a warrior and stuff, and that made me feel good because I was like,
nice.
I was like, okay, so it was good. It wasn't weird. It wasn't anything awkward like that, and it made me happy. But she obviously is aware of what's going on in my life, but she was like, you're a warrior. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you're doing and stuff like that. Yeah. So that was a good interaction. And then Ken was right there with the dog, and he was so nice too. And they were just like wishing me the best. And then she had to like hurry off and go to something. And I had to go to something as well.
I'm glad that was a positive.
But that was my first time seeing her.
Years.
Yeah. In so long.
I met her again for the 40th time this weekend.
Did she recognize you?
Hell no. I actually made a joke about it because she is an executive producer on The Valley. Yeah. But
she doesn't know who any of it.
Never seen it.
No.
And that's something I feel like maybe people don't understand, but it does happen. If you like are responsible basically for casting a show. Yeah. If The Valley has a spinoff, like I could see them giving like you or Jax or you should get it. Like a producer get credit. But it's basically like, I helped like make these people.
It's because it was me, Jax, Kristen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like a courtesy credit. I
don't think it's like money or anything.
Well,
I think
she's not like working 10 hours a week on her show.
No.
Or like anything like that. Like producers are it's kind of like a credit. Like
exactly.
A kind of thank you sort of thing. But so knowing that, when I saw, we actually had to ride in an elevator together, a freight elevator. And it was Jason and I and Ken and Lisa and then both of our crew of people. And so I went up to her. I was like, "Oh, Lisa, hi. I'm sure you know me because you're an executive producer on my show." And she kind of, she was like, "Oh," and then she almost had to think. And she's like, "Oh, were you on The Valley?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I'm Janet." I was like, "You also hosted me at your home for Sheena's bridal shower." Like, just kind of reminding her, like, we've met like 60 times.
Yeah.
I don't expect her to remember me. Like, she's Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
She meets plain Janes like me all the time. But we had a little giggle. She like made some sort of snarky joke about like the show and like, oh, with all of my favorite, like, whatever, because I know, like, she and Kristen have
they're never gonna like each other.
They're a little battle, but she made some sort of, like, little snarky comment like that, and it was fun. It was a 2-second interaction.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure you'll hear a lot about our show when you're working on it, in the upcoming season, and she, like, laughed. And we actually got in, like, 2 golf carts, like, Jason and I and our people, and then she got in a separate golf cart, and I was like, all right, let's race. And our guy got really into it, and then we were like weaving through this parking garage, and we like cut them off at one point, and I was like, "Ha, Lisa!" It was like kind of a fun little thing. I think Jared has a video of us like racing golf carts with Lisa Vanderpump.
That is so cute.
It was funny. So, I'll make sure to reintroduce myself next time I meet her.
Yeah, but it was great though, because it was good to know that she, she does know what's going on, and she does, she acted like she cared, and she, said I was a warrior, because I am.
You are. You really are.
I've been through it, and
you
I
really
am
are.
coming out the other side better than ever. So just so everybody knows, there is no hate there. I still admire her. I'm still so grateful and thankful for her.
I also think you're kind of clearing up, like, a lot of people think, like, because of the show and how she was kind of like a fairy godmother to all of you guys, that like, oh, you guys like talk all the time. Like, of course you're going to her panel today. Like, she's your best friend. It's like, that's not like how it's been. So of course I feel like it was right for you to like clear that up and just be like, no, like I'm seen her or heard from her.
Right.
Like,
and like that was the first time in a very long time that I had seen her.
Yeah.
So, but it was nice to see her, and it felt like old times, and she still looks exactly like the last time I saw her. Yeah, she looks great. And Ken, I mean, it just took me back to my Vanderpump Rules days. It was kind of cool.
Was there anybody you were like, did you have beef with any Bravo people that you were like, oh, I hope I don't see this person? Or has there ever been anybody that's been rude to you that you like?
So remember when the Gigi stuff?
Oh yeah,
got popular. So how do you say her last name? Gonzaga.
No idea.
It's hard. So Gigi. She's going to be on the Valley spinoff, Parisian style, but she used to be on Shaws of Sunset. And we've talked about this before. She like commented something about my body underneath a photo, like kind of insinuating I was pregnant and stuff. And then Kristen saw it and went in on her. And then Zach said something, and I think even you said something.
I was like, I don't normally agree with Kristen, but yep.
Yeah. And Kristen and Gigi kind of got into it. Well, that turned into a whole thing. And I talked about it on my podcast, and I was like, I hope she just learns from that, because women should always lift each other up, especially if we're in the same world. And she's literally doing a spinoff off of
bodies.
Yeah. And she's literally doing a spinoff of our show. So I'm like, I just didn't get it. Well, she did write an email to Alex Baskin to send to me, and like an apology email.
Wow.
So I wasn't that nervous about seeing her, but I've never had beef with anybody on anything, and me and her never got into it or anything, but it was about me. And then she stopped me at BravoCon, and she like apologized to me in person, and I was like, thank you for doing that. So me and her are good.
That's good.
So that would be like the only quote unquote drama that could have like really happened with me. But she, she was very nice, and she was like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, it's good. And I was like, I'm the most forgiving person ever. And like, honestly, like, just don't, just always try to lift other women up is all I could say. And, I was like, we've only met one time before all that stuff happened. So, but she was really nice to me, and honestly, now it's just water under the bridge.
People make mistakes. I'm glad that she like realized and actually apologized.
And she apologized more than once, like that, and that means something. Like, she didn't just write the email to Alex Baskin.
Right.
She stopped me in person, because if it was just an email to Alex Baskin, I would kind of be like, okay, she doesn't want Alex, because he's all of our bosses, to be angry with her, you know what I mean? Or be like upset with her. But she stopped me on her own.
That's good.
In person, and we talked in person, and she apologized again. So I'm like, okay, she actually means it. We're good. I don't care anymore. And I hope that their show's great, because I fucking love Reza.
They should have had this on Squash the Beef. I want to be able to replay this.
Well, you know what? Not only that, they should have had her and Kristen on that.
Oh,
because it never got that bad with me.
Yeah.
But even like the way that Gigi was talking to Kristen and their fights and stuff back and forth, like that would have been even bigger than
that's true
than me.
That's
because
true.
Kristen will not back down. Like for me, I'd just be like, it's okay, but Kristen would be like, rawr.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one on Squash the Beef. Being a busy mom and working a lot right now has been hard to keep on track with my health goals. And, I want to make sure after this mommy makeover and everything that I continue to keep up the hard work. And sometimes having the time to make meals and healthy meals has been very hard for me. And that's why I love Tempo. Tempo delivers fresh, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. Each meal is perfectly portioned for lunch or dinner and ready in just 2 minutes. That means real food, real fast, without the side desk lunch or drive-through regrets. With 20 new recipes every week made from nutrient-rich ingredients, Tempo keeps things exciting and helps you stay consistent with healthy habits. And no matter your goals, there's a Tempo meal for you. Protein-packed meals with up to 30 grams of protein, calorie-conscious, carb-conscious, and even fiber-rich. It's convenient but also flexible enough to fit the way you want to eat. Tempo was even the official partner of the 2025 CrossFit Games, proving their meals are built to support optimal nutrition and performance. For a limited time, Tempo is offering my listeners 60% off your first box. Go to TempoMeals.com/realityhits. That's TempoMeals.com/realityhits for 60% off your first box. TempoMeals.com/realityhits. Rules and restrictions may apply. TEMPO Meals.com/realityhits. 60% off your first box. When Reality Hits is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game, shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states. Was anybody rude to you at all, Bravo-lebrity-wise?
I kind of thought, like, based on just kind of the tea that comes out of BravoCon normally, I felt like, oh, everybody has, like, a new best friend after BravoCon and a worst enemy, or, like, somebody whatever. I didn't have anybody. I thought everybody was honestly over the top nice. Like,
I did too.
Way nicer than I expected. One Miami housewife, there was like this weird thing where she we were like in a circle of people and everyone's kind of introducing themselves and talking, and she introduced herself to everybody, including Jason, but then kind of like snubbed me.
What? Would you know who it was?
Yeah, but
Say it!
It was Larsa Pippen.
Oh, I didn't get to see her at all.
I think it might have been like, I don't think it was intentional. Like, it was so mild. Like, it wasn't her being rude. I think she might have like literally not seen me, or like it just was like a brain fart moment. But that was the only moment where I was like, oh, okay. Like, she like shook Jason's hand, and then I'm sitting there like about to put my hand out, and I was like, oh, never mind. Like, I like did like the suave, like, oh, never mind, forget it. But that was the only like even slightly weird interaction. Other than that, everybody was so nice and positive.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like when people come up to us, like housewives that were like, oh my God, love your show. And like,
yes.
I'm like, you watch?
Camille, she came up to me, and because we were like checking in backstage and stuff, and she came up to me and was like, hi, Brittany. And I don't know if I've ever met her in person, but I knew who she was so immediately. Iconic. And she said to me, she said, congratulations on your show. She said, it is such a hit. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, people like that saying that to, like, that's insane.
I wish I would have introduced myself to her. I saw her backstage a couple times. She was on, which I feel like they need to, like, I don't know if you did this, but like for anybody, any of the Bravo-lebs who either have questions about like the logistics of BravoCon, but the week before, there's like a Zoom call that you can log in. There's a couple different times. So like, I log into the Zoom call because I've never been before. So I just want to like see everything that they're going to say. And it's like 50 other Bravo-lebrities on the call. And like Cynthia Bailey was on mine. She has her camera on. She's just like looking fabulous. She's in her like gorgeous home office. Camille Grammer, Heather Gay's on it. Whitney from Salt Lake City's on a treadmill, running as she's like on the thing. And they all have their cameras on. I'm like, mute, camera off.
Yeah.
Like, scared. And Camille was like, she was like so bubbly on the call. And she was talking about how she or someone in her family invested in a weed business. And she was like, so if anybody needs anything, in Las Vegas. And I'm like, is Camille Grammer offering me pot? I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, this is iconic already. And that was like the first peek at like just being at BravoCon and like turning a corner in the hallway and like a housewife's right there. And you're just like,
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know who else was very, very, very nice and talked to me? It was before I did a photo op with Lala. Me and Lala were going to go do a photo op. Alexia from Real Housewives of Miami. She was so nice to me and just like talked to me about so much. Like she knew like everything about my personal life on the show, and she was telling me about hers, and like we were connecting over so much stuff.
Wow.
And I really liked her.
She's separated or they're back together now? I think she filed for divorce, but then they're back together.
She just was going through a lot and stuff, and so she was just kind of like, you know, kind of connecting with a lot of my story and stuff, and we were just sitting backstage for a little bit, and she was just so nice.
She was iconic. She's best friends with Marisol, who I saw backstage at one point. And Marisol's famous.
She was back there with us too.
Marisol
Marisol was talking to Lala, and I was talking to her. Like we were all at a table together.
Marisol always has her giant sparkly tumbler cups. They're like bedazzled, and they normally have her name on them. And then she calls cocktails cockies. So she's always like, "Give me a cocky in her cup." And so we were like running both backstage like at the same time to something, and I was like, Marisol, I was like, "You got your cup and your cocky?" And she literally turns around, and her handler is holding a giant sparkly cup, and I'm holding a coffee cup full of mimosas at this point. And she goes, "Are you having coffee?" And I go, "No, it's a cocky." And I just like, that was like the 5-second interaction I had with her, and I just was like, this is wild.
Yeah,
this is like a fever dream Disneyland of Bravo.
Oh gosh,
I'm like, am I really like cheers and cockies with Marisol? Like, this is insane.
It is such a cool experience. Me and Kristen and Schwartz got to do #1 guys and girls from the group with like a bunch of, it was The Valley, Summer House, Southern Hospitality, Southern Charm.
I love all those casts.
Yeah. And it was just like a couple from each cast. And Andy did this thing where he would spin the wheel and it would land on a name, and you would have to shag, marry, kill. And of course he calls me, and they spin the wheel, and mine was shag, marry, kill Jesse Lowley, Brock Davies, and Danny Bucco.
Did you kill them all?
I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I didn't know that you had the option to like kill them all or do whatever like that. So of course I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So then I know it is a tough one, but also it's tough because 2 of them are married to my friends.
Yeah.
So I said shag Jesse. He's the only one.
Yeah.
You could probably hear crows in the background. But I said shag Jesse. He's the only one. And then I was like, man, which one do I kill? Which one do I marry? I don't want to kill anybody, obviously. The crowd was
I could easily kill one of those.
I know, but the crowd was like, Danny. So I married Danny and killed Brock. But I didn't want to kill Brock. You know, it's just like something I had to choose.
That'll be a long life you'll be living.
It was just something I had to choose. But I was like, really? Yeah. I was hoping they would have like because obviously I would never date or do anything with those guys. They're married to my friends or divorced from my friends. Like that was a hard one. I wish they would have put like hot people on there, like Jesse Solomon, Captain Jason, you know, like something like that. So I could have had fun with it. But I was like, I don't know what to do. I was put on the spot, and I was like, oh,
they should have given you 3 single Bravo men.
Exactly. That's what I was wanting.
Which ones you would go on a date with?
Yeah, because I'm like, really, you're gonna pick my close friends, either husbands or ex-husband? Like that was not a good, easy choice. I was like, crap, I don't know what to do with this. What do I do with this?
That's so funny.
Is there anything that you would do differently for your next BravoCon?
You know, there was one night where I got hammered, so I would drink less because that 5 a.m. glam call hungover is not fun. And to be honest, on our panel, I just was so nervous for the crowd. I wish I would have spoken up a little bit more. Like, it just was scary. I can't explain it. It was so amazing, but it just... Like, I was like, oh, I'm like, with
I thought
all
you
of
did
us
good
talking.
Yeah.
Like, but there was a couple little things that I feel like if there wasn't such a big audience, I would have like chimed in a couple little shady comments or something. When Jesse made a comment about like, oh, his performance with his tight underwear, I wanted to be like, you could never perform. Like, say something shady. And I thought it at the time. But yeah, I just was a little bit nervous. So I think I would have maybe had 2 less drinks my first night and had 2 more drinks before the Valley panel.
Yes, I love the Valley panel. I was blown away by the support I got.
Yeah.
Like the applause for, everything through Jax, and just like the people asking me questions about Cruz's autism. Like, I was just blown away. I mean, it made me feel really good. I could have cried whenever I got that applause.
Yeah.
When they were talking about what I was going through with Jax. Like, that was like so beautiful, and I really appreciated
You deserve it. And the fans have been there. They've seen it.
They've seen it even before I was seeing it, been through it. If I had to change something, I would definitely not open a brand new pair of Christian Louboutin heels the day that I'm going to wear them. You guys, I could not. It was the most pain in my feet I have ever felt in my entire life.
I was like, what are you thinking?
I talked on my podcast before how Dolly chewed through my favorite pair of black Louboutins. So I had to buy another pair for BravoCon because they were completely demolished, and I could not feel my feet.
Wait, do you know, Brittany, that someone on TikTok, I got tagged in a video, made fun of us because we had a photo opportunity thing, and this is the day Brittany decides to break in her Louboutins.
Yeah.
So the photo opportunity is kind of towards the end of the day. I think it was the last thing.
It was
on
the
my
last
schedule.
day, yes.
And Brittany's like, my feet are killing me.
Yeah.
And she was like, I have to take off my shoes. Well, if you don't know, how tall are you?
I'm 5, maybe like almost 5'6", 5'5", really.
Okay, I'm 5'9".
Yeah, you're way taller than me.
I was wearing 4-inch heels this day.
Yes.
So when Brittany takes off her heels, she is literally up to my armpit.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I begged Janet. I said, Janet, please, like, can we please just do this photo op without our shoes on, and the photographers won't go to our feet? And not thinking there's a million people in line that are probably going to take videos of us. But you guys,
there we were in our hotel slippers. So that in the photos, I wouldn't be 9 feet tall and Brittany's like a shrimp. And so there we were taking, and look, all the photos that the photographer took, our feet are not in them.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
But then all the fans are like, why the fuck are they wearing slippers?
Well, this is why, guys, because I had just opened those shoes, and I had been there since, I had been at BravoCon. I started glam at 5 a.m. I had been there since 7 a.m. that day.
Yeah.
So
like 12 hours.
So I wore those shoes, and I could barely walk in them and everything all day long. And I tried. We wore heels for like the first half, and then had to take them off because I was like, Janet, I can't. I just can't. I'm mortified. So I mean, I felt awful doing that, but you guys know what it's like. Women know what it's like. Come on.
I don't think anybody even questioned it. I think one person was like, "Your feet hurt." We were like, "Yeah."
Yeah. I was like, I even would say, I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my heels. My feet are just killing me. I would never. That would be something I would definitely change. I would never, ever, ever wear
shoes.
Oh, and I would also make sure you can't see my nipples through my dress when a flash goes off.
There was one picture where someone was like, you can see Britt's nipples. I was like, well, they look good.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I did not know until I had done
the end of the day.
The end of the day. Yeah. I had done panels, I had done carpets, I had done everything, and no one said.
It was when we got to the fan photo op.
Yeah.
The photographer was like, by the way, when my flash goes off, we see your nips, so let's bring your hair in front.
Yeah. And that was the end of that was the last thing I did the entire day.
So if you've
been there since 7 a.m.
If you got a fan photo with me and Brittany, just know you got an extra little treat in there.
I saw like Jasmine posted one, and I was like, it's not that bad. Like, it's not like Sydney Sweeney, like that dress that she wore recently, where she looks so hot, by the way. It's not that bad. And you can't see it in every photo. It's only whenever the flash hits you, like, right on. So I would make sure that didn't happen. Yeah. And I would make sure that I did not open brand new heels.
Yes. Nips and shoes.
Nips and shoes. Oh, my gosh. This has been so fun talking about BravoCon.
I know.
I'm glad you had the best time. It was my third BravoCon, and it just gets better every year, honestly.
Yeah. It'll be back in 2027, right? They're taking a break next year, I think.
Are they?
Yeah.
Janet knows everything. Like, she has to like plan things for me and stuff. She's like the responsible one.
All I do is check my email.
Yeah. If I have a question, I'll ask her. Even if I like need a photo from a day, like to post on Instagram, I'm like, do you remember what date or month that we did this? She'll have to like send me the dates.
I love when I'll be like, well, this is this date and whatever, and like our photo shoot for this is this, and like, they didn't tell me that. How do you know? And I go, open your email. And you open your email, like, they did tell me.
Yeah, Janet's the one I asked for all my details. Okay, before I let you go, there's 2 questions I ask every guest. First one is, if you could be on any other reality TV show, what would it be and why?
What was that? Okay, it doesn't exist anymore. But if it did, do you remember Unwrapped on the Food Network with Mark Summers?
Unwrapped? No.
It was like how they showed you how you make different like candies and treats and stuff. I would want to be on that.
Yeah. That seems like something you would.
If I could be on another Bravo show, I feel like I like the idea of Summer House, like that you're all in one. Like our group trips are so fun and wild and not fun at times. But like, I feel like the group trips are really fun, and I feel like it's just a constant group trip show.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of the Hamptons. It seems like a fun place.
Yes.
You know,
I love a lot of the Summer House cast too. Lindsay Hubbard is hilarious.
I talked to her a bunch this weekend.
She's
was
great.
Really fun.
They are all great.
I'm excited for their spinoff. They're doing a city spinoff that they filmed back to back, which I was like, all right, how did you do that?
I know.
But I think those would be my two, I think.
Okay. And then who, if you had to name one favorite reality TV star, who would that be?
That's really tough. I want to say Lauren Conrad because she's what got me into reality TV. Like Laguna Beach and then The Hills was like the first reality TV stuff I watched, and then it kind of led me into Housewives and everything else.
I always liked Lauren Conrad too, but I was a Kristen girl.
Both
Kristen,
of them. But like, I feel like I was Team LC at the time.
Yeah.
I would have to like rewatch it now, but I feel like that's what led me down my reality TV journey. So
that's like definitely one of the first reality TV shows I actually watched.
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of the same, like in Vanderpump and stuff, we had the same production company and stuff. And that was like insane. I was like, how is this my life? I can't believe it.
Yeah.
All right, Janet, well, tell everybody where to find you and about your podcast.
My podcast is called This Side of the Hill, and it comes out every Wednesday with Jared and Jason. And my Instagram is @Janet.
Awesome. All right. I love you, girl. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to another episode of When Reality Hits. I'll see you next week. Love y'all.
This November, action is free on Pluto TV. Go on the run with Jack Reacher.
Every suspect was a train killer.
Then buckle up for Drive, World War Z,
Every human being we save is one less to fight.
and Charlie's Angels.
Damn, I hate to fly.
Launch into sci-fi adventure with The Fifth Element and laugh through the mayhem in Tropic Thunder.
What is going on here?
All the thrills, all for free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
At Arizona State University, we made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.